Team 16 of 52 teams of 8 rival wisdoms help make America wiser and kinder with antique quotes that have passed the test of time to make humanity great, with words of wisdom to encourage, educate, and entertain generations for centuries. Give your kids a competitive edge with faster reading skills with timed practice videos, alpha Cypher puzzles to learn letters, words and phrases, and repetitive easy math to help us all grow wiser and kinder. Team Quote 16.1. The wise does at once what the fool does at last. Baltasar Gracian 1601–1658. This observation from Baltasar Gracian, the Spanish Jesuit philosopher and writer, provides valuable insight into effective decision-making and proactive leadership. The statement addresses the fundamental difference between foresight and reactivity. A wise individual recognizes inevitable necessities early and takes prompt action, while someone less astute may delay until circumstances force their hand. This principle has significant implications for business, leadership, and personal development. In a professional context, this philosophy manifests in strategic planning and risk management. Forward-thinking leaders anticipate market changes, technological disruptions, and organizational needs, implementing necessary changes before they become urgent. This proactive approach typically yields better results and provides more flexibility in execution compared to reactive decision-making. The concept also relates to organizational change management. When leaders recognize and address emerging challenges early, they can implement changes methodically and with proper preparation. In contrast, delaying action until problems become acute often results in rushed implementations and suboptimal outcomes. Consider how this principle applies to professional development. Wise professionals continuously update their skills and knowledge base, anticipating future requirements. Those who wait until new skills become absolutely necessary often find themselves at a competitive disadvantage. Team Quote 16.2. Science is the father of knowledge, but opinion breeds ignorance. Hippocrates 460 BC, 370 BC. This insight from Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, remains remarkably relevant to contemporary decision-making and knowledge management. The statement establishes a critical distinction between two approaches to understanding: scientific methodology and mere opinion. Science represents a systematic approach to knowledge acquisition through observation, hypothesis testing, and empirical validation. This process generates reliable, verifiable information that can serve as a foundation for informed decisions. In contrast, opinion without scientific basis can perpetuate misconceptions and impede progress. This becomes particularly significant in professional contexts, where decisions must be based on solid evidence rather than assumptions or conventional wisdom. Organizations that prioritize data-driven approaches typically achieve superior outcomes compared to those relying primarily on intuition or untested beliefs. Consider the application in modern business analytics. Companies that implement rigorous data collection and analysis protocols generally make more effective strategic decisions than those operating primarily on executive opinion or market speculation. Similarly, in healthcare, Hippocrates' own field, evidence-based medicine, has dramatically improved patient outcomes compared to traditional practices based solely on practitioner opinion. This principle extends to technology implementation, where successful deployments typically rely on careful testing and validation, rather than presumptions about user behavior or system performance. The scientific approach helps organizations avoid costly mistakes and optimize their investments in new solutions. Team Quote 16.3. A person should be upright, not be kept upright. Marcus Aurelius 121 AD 180 AD. This quote from Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the distinction between genuine virtue and its mere appearance. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher suggests that true character comes from within rather than being artificially maintained by external forces or appearances. The metaphor of being upright versus being kept upright, is particularly apparent. When something is naturally upright, it stands on its own through inherent strength and balance. In contrast, something that must be propped up or held in position lacks genuine stability. This speaks to the importance of developing authentic integrity, rather than simply maintaining a facade of virtue. This philosophy aligns with broader Stoic principles about the development of genuine character through discipline, self-reflection, and internal cultivation, rather than external validation or enforcement. In a modern context, this wisdom remains relevant to personal development, leadership, and organizational culture, where sustainable excellence comes from building authentic capabilities rather than implementing superficial controls. Team quote 16.4. I keep my eyes clear and I hit, am where they ain't. Willie Keeler 1872–1923. This quote from Willie Keeler, a Hall of Fame baseball player, articulates a fundamental principle of strategic effectiveness that extends well beyond baseball. His approach combines clear perception, keep my eyes clear, with tactical precision, hit 'em where they ain't. Keeler's philosophy demonstrates the importance of maintaining situational awareness while identifying and capitalizing on opportunities. In baseball terms, this meant studying the defensive positioning and exploiting gaps in coverage. However, this principle has broader applications in business strategy and professional development. The first component, maintaining clear perception, emphasizes the importance of unbiased observation and analysis. This requires setting aside preconceptions and maintaining focus on relevant data and emerging opportunities. The second component, strategic positioning, involves taking action based on identified advantages while avoiding unnecessary confrontation. This strategic approach remains relevant today in various professional contexts, from market analysis to competitive positioning. It suggests that success often comes not from overwhelming force, but from careful observation followed by precise, well-timed action. Team quote 16.5. Sunlight is painting, moonlight is sculpture. Nathaniel Hawthorne 1804–1864. This insightful observation from Nathaniel Hawthorne, the renowned American novelist, presents an elegant analysis of how different types of natural light create distinct artistic effects in our environment. The comparison draws a sophisticated parallel between visual arts and natural phenomena. Sunlight reveals the world through highlights, shadows, and color, similar to how a painter uses their palette to create depth and dimension on canvas. In contrast, moonlight's soft illumination emphasizes form and silhouette, creating three-dimensional effects that more closely resemble sculptural works. This observation has practical applications in fields such as architecture, photography, and environmental design. Understanding how different light sources affect spatial perception can inform decisions about lighting placement, window positioning, and material selection in built environments. For instance, architects and designers often consider how natural light will interact with spaces throughout the day and night to create specific atmospheric effects. The metaphor also provides valuable insight into how perspective and context can fundamentally alter our perception of the same object or space. This principle has relevance for presentations, visual communications, and environmental design, where lighting choices can significantly impact how information or spaces are interpreted and experienced. Team quote 16.6. A fool must now and then be right by chance. William Cooper 1731–1800. This observation from William Cooper presents an important insight regarding statistical probability and decision-making processes. The statement acknowledges that even incorrect methodologies or unsound reasoning may occasionally produce accurate results, though this occurs through random chance rather than sound judgment. From a business perspective, this principle has significant implications for evaluating success and decision-making frameworks. When analyzing outcomes, it becomes essential to distinguish between results achieved through robust methodology versus those achieved through fortunate circumstance. This distinction is particularly relevant in areas such as investment strategy, project management, and business planning. Consider a scenario where a poorly researched business decision yields positive results. While the outcome may be favorable, the underlying decision-making process remains flawed and unreliable for future applications. This underscores the importance of implementing systematic approaches and data-driven methodologies, rather than relying on intuition or chance. For modern organizations, this concept reinforces the value of establishing clear metrics, maintaining consistent evaluation processes, and conducting thorough post-project analyses to understand what truly drives success. Team quote 16.7, "The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." Thomas Paine 1737–1809. This quote from Thomas Paine articulates a fundamental principle of achievement and organizational success. The relationship between challenge and reward that Paine describes remains highly relevant for contemporary business contexts. From a leadership perspective, this principle provides valuable guidance for approaching difficult organizational initiatives. When teams face significant obstacles, whether in digital transformation, market expansion, or operational restructuring, the scale of the challenge often correlates directly with the potential value of success. This understanding can serve as a powerful motivational framework for maintaining team engagement during challenging projects. The business applications of this concept extend to multiple domains. In change management, acknowledging the relationship between difficulty and reward helps organizations maintain momentum through complex transitions. In strategic planning, it supports realistic assessment of high-reward opportunities that may require substantial investment or effort. In team development, it provides a framework for building resilience and maintaining focus during challenging initiatives. For modern organizations, this principle suggests the importance of 1. Accurately assessing project challenges to understand potential returns. 2. Developing robust support systems for teams tackling difficult objectives. 3. Creating recognition systems that acknowledge both effort and achievement. 4. Building organizational cultures that embrace challenge as opportunity. Team quote 16.8. "We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it." Abraham Lincoln 1806–1865. This quote from Abraham Lincoln provides profound guidance on professional conduct and organizational culture. The perspective he offers addresses both sides of workplace conflict, the giving and receiving of offense, while emphasizing the importance of maintaining high standards in interpersonal interactions. From a professional development standpoint, Lincoln's advice speaks directly to emotional intelligence and workplace dynamics. The phrase, "too big to take offense," suggests developing resilience and maintaining perspective when faced with challenging interactions or criticism. This approach enables professionals to focus on substantive issues, rather than becoming entangled in personal grievances. The second component, being too noble to give offense, addresses the equally important aspect of how we conduct ourselves in professional settings. This principle encourages thoughtful communication and considerate behavior, which are essential for building strong professional relationships and maintaining productive work environments. In contemporary business settings, this philosophy can be particularly valuable for managing disagreements in high-stakes situations where emotions might otherwise escalate, fostering an organizational culture that emphasizes professionalism and mutual respect, developing leadership capabilities that inspire trust and promote constructive dialogue, building resilient teams capable of maintaining focus on objectives despite interpersonal challenges. Give your kids free Easy Extra Advantage Math, Spelling and Reading workbooks you can download for free at stop2think.com or buy at educationstopshate.com. Free Easy Math Wisdom workbooks with Octo-Repetition to grow math self-confidence. You'll get plenty of repetitive practice of age ranges and averages of our 52 teams of 8 quote authors. Free Easy Alpha Cypher coded puzzles. Teach letters, numbers, and phrases using antique wisdoms that encourage and educate. Can you decode this Cypher quote of encouragement using either our Learning to Spell or just for fun instructions? And since time is money, practice reading faster with 52 teams of antique rival wisdoms that have passed the test of time to encourage, educate, and entertain generations for centuries. We offer printed versions and timed videos with background music. Sign up for free weekly emails of 52 teams of antique rival wisdom workbooks with easy math, spelling, and reading practice. And if you'd like to get paid for sharing our wearable wisdoms, keep this in mind. Everyone I know wears a shirt, and most of us change them daily, so change your shirt and change the world. Social equalities are blatantly subliminal antique positive wisdoms, repetitively shared without saying a word. This applies to all our wearable shareable wisdoms, like pretty witty baby onesies and baby tees, that you and others will see and read multiple times a day. The same is true with pretty witty kids, but they'll also share these wisdoms with anyone that can read at daycare or school. Youthful truths let your kids gain confidence, sharing antique wisdoms with their friends. Imagine them sharing words of wisdom with classmates and teachers. Therefore I think tees I wear is a super easy way to share words of wisdom that have passed the test of time. Our social equalities help make us all wiser and kinder with blatantly subliminal messages, promoting a more fair and equal opportunity society for all. And don't forget our giftwisdoms.com for birthdays and holidays that makes it easy to share the wisdom with clothing, coffee mugs, and magnets. So do the future a favor by encouraging, educating, and entertaining with words of wisdom that have passed the test of time to make us all wiser and kinder. With wearable wisdoms to fit babies, kids, and adults, you can clothe a whole family, city, or state. Join the 52 of 8 today at 52of8.com.